Life transforms the moment you realize a powerful truth: no one cares. At first, this might sound harsh, almost cold, but it is one of the most liberating realizations you will ever have, because the day you stop seeking validation, the day you stop waiting for approval, and the day you stop expecting the world to rescue you, is the day you take full ownership of your life. That's when everything changes. Let's uncover 7 Stoic truths that will free you when you finally accept that no one cares. Truth 1: your pain is your responsibility. No one is coming to carry your burdens for you. People may sympathize for a moment, but in the end, life goes on for them. The Stoics taught that we must bear our own struggles with courage. When you accept this, instead of asking, "Why me?" you start asking, "How do I rise from this?" That mindset shift turns suffering into strength. Truth 2: you cannot control what others think. Most people are too busy with their own lives to focus on yours. They are wrapped in their own struggles, insecurities, and battles. Real freedom comes when you stop trying to impress, persuade, or be liked by everyone. You can't control opinions, but you can control your actions and your integrity. Truth 3: time doesn't wait. Every second you spend worrying about what others think, you lose precious time to create the life you want. The Stoics remind us that our days are numbered. When you accept that no one truly cares how you use your time, you stop wasting it on trivialities and start investing it in building a meaningful existence. Truth 4: comfort is a trap. Many avoid challenges because they fear judgment or failure. But when you realize no one cares about your failures as much as you think, you free yourself to take bold risks. People will forget your mistakes far quicker than you imagine, so why not attempt greatness? Truth 5: happiness comes from within. If you rely on external validation, you will always be a prisoner. But the moment you understand that no one is responsible for your joy, your peace, or your fulfillment, you reclaim your power. Happiness is not given, it's cultivated within. Truth 86: adversity is inevitable. Everyone faces storms, but when you accept that the world doesn't revolve around your struggles, you stop asking for pity and start developing resilience. The Stoics believed obstacles are opportunities. Every difficulty is a chance to strengthen your character. Truth 5:7: legacy is built by action, not opinion. People may gossip, criticize, or doubt you, but their words fade with time. What endures is what you do, your courage, your persistence, your discipline. These are what carve your place in history. The world may not care today, but one day your actions can inspire countless lives. So remember this: the moment you accept that no one cares, you are free. Free to live without fear of judgment. Free to build without hesitation. Free to chase your dreams without waiting for permission. And in that freedom, you discover your true power. Because when you stop looking outward for validation, you start looking inward for strength. And that is when everything changes. Your struggles are yours to carry. And the moment you truly accept this reality, your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. Too often, people fall into the trap of expecting others to step in and take away their pain, their burdens, or their challenges. They wait for a savior, for someone to notice how much they are hurting and come to their aid. But the truth is, everyone else is carrying their own weight, dealing with their own invisible battles, and focusing on their own survival. This doesn't mean that compassion and kindness don't exist, but it does mean that you cannot depend on others to carry you through life. The Stoics believed that strength is forged through hardship, and that the ability to endure is what separates the weak from the resilient. When you stop waiting for pity or rescue, you start shifting your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin asking, "How can I rise through this?" That simple but profound shift changes everything, because it places the control back into your own hands. Life will never stop presenting difficulties, but those difficulties are not punishments. They are invitations to grow. They are tests designed to refine your character, sharpen your resilience, and strengthen your spirit. Every burden you carry alone becomes a source of power because it teaches you endurance. It shows you that you are far stronger than you thought, capable of handling storms that once seemed unbearable. And when you embrace this truth, you no longer fear challenges, you welcome them as opportunities. The freedom lies in knowing that while no one else is responsible for your struggles, you always have the power to overcome them, and in overcoming them, you discover your true strength. You can't control what others think, and the moment you accept this, you unlock a kind of freedom that few ever experience. So much of human frustration and unhappiness comes from the endless attempt to manage, manipulate, or predict how people will see us. We waste time polishing an image, chasing approval, and bending ourselves into shapes that are not true to who we are. But the truth is, most people are too preoccupied with their own worries and insecurities to pay close attention to your life. They may judge, they may comment, but their thoughts come and go as quickly as the wind. Holding on to the illusion that you can somehow control these opinions only traps you in fear and self-doubt. The Stoics taught that while external things are outside of our control, our choices, our actions, and our character are fully ours to shape. Imagine how liberating it feels to stop carrying the weight of everyone's expectations and instead stand firmly in your own values. The opinions of others lose their grip when you realize they do not define your worth, nor do they dictate your potential. What matters is whether your actions align with your principles, whether you live in integrity, and whether you are moving closer to the person you want to become. Trying to impress everyone is a losing game because approval is fleeting and inconsistent. Today they may praise you, tomorrow they may criticize you, and if you attach your peace to their voices, you will forever live in turmoil. But when you root yourself in self-respect, discipline, and authenticity, you rise above the noise. Freedom comes not from controlling others, but from mastering yourself. And once you understand this, you stop performing for the world and start living for your truth. Time doesn't wait, and every moment wasted on worry, fear, or the opinions of others is a moment you will never get back. Life is a finite gift, and the Stoics constantly reminded us that our days are numbered, slipping away one by one, whether we use them wisely or not. When you spend your energy obsessing over what others think of you, you are not just wasting thought. You are surrendering the most valuable resource you have, which is time. People often say they do not have enough hours in the day, yet they spend countless ones replaying conversations, doubting themselves, or comparing their path to someone else's. Imagine how much progress you could make if you invested that same energy into building skills, nurturing your health, or creating a life of meaning. The truth is, no one cares how you spend your time as much as you should, and that realization can be empowering. Others are not keeping score on how you use your minutes. They are too absorbed in their own. This means you have the freedom to choose how to direct your energy without the burden of constant judgment. When you see time as a gift, you begin to protect it fiercely. You stop procrastinating, you stop living on autopilot, and you start making deliberate choices about how each day is spent. The hours you waste cannot be reclaimed, but the hours you use intentionally can compound into a future of strength, freedom, and fulfillment. Time is impartial. It moves forward regardless of excuses, regrets, or hesitation. The question is not whether you have enough time, but whether you will stop wasting it on things that do not matter. Once you grasp this, you stop living for distraction and start living for purpose. Comfort is a trap, and the sooner you understand this, the sooner you can break free from the invisible cage it creates around your life. Many people avoid challenges, risks, or new experiences because they fear judgment, embarrassment, or failure. They choose the familiar path, the safe option, the easy road, believing that comfort will protect them. But in truth, comfort dulls your spirit, weakens your resilience, and keeps you stuck in mediocrity. The Stoics taught that growth only comes through facing adversity, not avoiding it. When you realize that most people don't care about your failures as much as you imagine, you release yourself from the fear of trying. Think about it. People may notice your mistake for a brief moment, but soon after, they return to their own lives, their own worries, their own distractions. The world does not revolve around your stumbles, and that is liberating. It means you can step into risk, embrace challenges, and pursue ambitious goals without carrying the crushing weight of imagined judgment. Every failure you experience is not a mark of shame, but a stepping stone towards strength and mastery. Failure teaches lessons that comfort never will, shaping your resilience and preparing you for greater success. By remaining in comfort, you deny yourself those lessons and remain untested, unchallenged, and unchanged. But by stepping boldly into discomfort, you grow into the person you are capable of becoming. The truth is, comfort feels safe in the moment, but it slowly erodes your potential, while discomfort feels painful in the moment, but builds a future of strength and achievement. When you embrace this reality, you stop fearing failure and start fearing stagnation. And once that shift occurs, you will see discomfort not as something to avoid, but as the path to greatness. Happiness is internal, not external, and the sooner you accept this, the sooner you take back control of your life. Too many people live as prisoners to the opinions, approval, and validation of others, believing that joy can only come when someone else acknowledges their worth. They wait for compliments, recognition, or success in the eyes of society before allowing themselves to feel fulfilled. But the Stoics taught a deeper truth. Happiness is not something granted by the outside world. It is something cultivated within the mind. When you understand that no one is responsible for your peace, but you stop giving away your power to circumstances and people who cannot control your inner state. External things are fleeting: wealth, status, relationships, and recognition can all be taken away in an instant. If your happiness depends on them, you will always live in fear of loss. But when your happiness is rooted in your values, your discipline, and your ability to remain centered, regardless of external chaos, you become untouchable. It does not mean life will be free of pain or disappointment, but it means your sense of self will not crumble with every setback. True freedom is found in the ability to remain content even when the world around you is unstable. People may misunderstand you, ignore you, or even criticize you, but their opinions cannot reach the peace you have built inside. Every time you choose gratitude, self-mastery, and perspective, you strengthen that inner fortress. Happiness is not found in applause or approval. It is found in living with integrity, in aligning your actions with your principles, and in knowing that you are enough without the need for constant validation. Once you understand this, you stop chasing happiness and begin embodying it. Legacy is shaped by action, not opinion, and once you embrace this truth, you stop being distracted by the noise of the world and start focusing on what truly matters. People may gossip, criticize, or doubt you, but their words hold no lasting power. What endures is not what they said about you, but what you chose to do with your time and energy. The Stoics believed that our worth is measured by our deeds, by the courage we display, the discipline we uphold, and the consistency with which we live according to our values. Opinions shift like the wind. One day people may celebrate you, and the next they may condemn you. Yet neither praise nor criticism defines your legacy. What defines it are the choices you make every single day, the habits you cultivate, and the actions you take regardless of who is watching. When you accept that no one cares as much as you think, you free yourself from living for applause and instead begin living for purpose. History remembers those who acted, not those who hesitated out of fear of judgment. The legacy you leave will not be written by the comfort you sought or the validation you chased, but by the battles you fought, the integrity you maintained, and the impact you created. Every small act of discipline builds into a larger story of resilience. Every risk you take in pursuit of growth adds a brick to the foundation of your influence. Legacy is not built in a single moment of glory, but in the accumulation of daily choices that align with your highest self. When you understand this, you realize that the voices around you fade, but the evidence of your actions remains. And that evidence is what will define your place in the world.